Hello, welcome Solex Nation. We are coming to the end of another quarter, which means that we are going to start announcing our Q3 incentives, and that will take place on June 27th on our Golds and Higher call.
Yeah, so if you're gold, if you've hit gold at all ever, you will get an email from us with an invitation to join that call. It's not a recorded call. It's something that we just play to give a preview to a bunch of our leaders in the field to help them know what we're doing for the next few months. So
yes. So
join
us. It's at 4:00 Mountain Time, and it will be a Zoom call. We will email you the link, and it will be Q3 incentives plus other information. So you'll want to come to that.
We always have some good stuff going on.
That's right. Now, our Day of Discovery is coming up in September. It's our live event. If you are new here and you've never heard of Day of Discovery, we get together. It's a 2-day event, September 13th and 14th, and we do some new scanner launches. We have new product launches, and we have a ton of education for you. And it's just an all-around good time.
Yeah, it's going to be here in Utah. Mm-hmm. So you want to make plans, your commitments right now to get the hotels booked, to make your travel arrangements, things like that. Come out with a group. It is a fun event. We have such a good time. We've played so many comments from prior events where people are like, I'm never missing another one, because we just have a great time, and not anything that we necessarily do, but it's everything that everybody that comes does at these events that makes them so special and so fun.
That's right.
So join us.
So now's your time to buy your ticket, because July 1st, we are going to have a ticket increase before we shut sales off.
Yeah. Well, we're reaching that. We do have a limited capacity at this venue, and so we will probably be butting up right against what we want to be as the max capacity, given the tight quarters, but the amazing setup, beautiful video screens, great stage presence, incredible sound, a lot going on, and everybody, I don't think there's a bad seat in the house, really.
No, for sure not. Okay, going back to incentives, we have an incentive for this quarter. When you bring on 3 people with a subscription and a bundle, you get $50. When you bring on 6 people with the same requirements, you get an additional $250, making it a $300 extra bonus on top of all the money you've already earned. But we're going to add something. Yeah,
right now we're going to add, if you reach 9, because we have a bunch of people that have pushed past 6 or right at 6. If you reach 9 before the end of this month, the end of this quarter, we will double that. And so 300 becomes $600. That's huge. That's a big deal. That's on top of the liftoff bonus that you earn and everything else in the process. We're just going to double it. We're in the summer. We got a lot of things going on. This may help fund some summer plans, things like that. So have a great time with us. One of the things I do want to make note of is that you do have to enroll with the bundle and the subscription, like you said, but then that subscription has to successfully transact. So we have up to the 30 days after the end of the month or after the end of the quarter where the last subscription will transact, and we pay out on the following commission run. So this will be August commission run, which I believe actually runs on the 12th this year. So we will pay out the quarterly incentives, those $50, those $300, and we will have people that will get $600.
Yeah, that's right. And that $600 comes in handy when you are going to Day of Discovery the next month.
Oh yeah, huge, right?
Okay, we have a license plate this week, and this is one of our new plates. This is Cefi 365. This is Kristl Ferguson in New Mexico.
And I love that, 365. Every day of the year, we're running Cefis, right?
Who doesn't run Cefi 365?
Yeah, we need to.
24/7.
Yeah, 24/7, 365.
Great job. Yeah, great job, Kristl.
I think you have a license plate idea right there. The next one's going to be Cefi 24/7.
Yeah.
Right?
Congratulations, Kristl. We love to see it. We will send you your Solex silver coin.
Okay, everybody. Our marketing team has been watching Grease. And so, Summer Lovin. I'm John Travolta. She's Olivia Newton-John. And we're going to sing.
I knew he'd be embarrassing.
We're going to sing.
No, we're having a Solex Summer Lovin sale. And it is now throughout the end of June. And this is how it goes. If you spend $500, anything you want, $500, you get what?
$250 in store credit.
$250 store credit. If you spend $250, then you get
$100 in store credit.
That's a lot of free money.
Yeah, no, fine print.
Yeah.
500 and 250 are the subtotal amounts, right?
Right.
That amount in product.
Before taxes
and shipping, right? The actual credit will be available 1 business day after the qualified order is complete.
Right.
So,
and then you also can't combine it with any other order. So if you have a 30% off coupon, we don't combine it with that.
yeah, another coupon combining.
That's
here.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
We are gracious and we like to give, but there's a limit. Okay.
So take advantage. It's a pretty big deal. We've never done anything like this before.
No, this is a good one.
Yeah, this is a good one. All right, let's move on to rank advancement.
Yeah, we just had our commission run
Yes.
on Monday, and so now it is rank advancements. Let's show these. We have some golds, silvers, and bronzes. These are power hitters. Just so I know I say this every time, but I need to drive home the point. For the new folks here, this takes 3 months of effort to hit the qualifications of any of these ranks. And so everyone on these lists are they did a great job with consistency and did
That's
a wonderful job achieving. They get the rank advancement bonus with this.
Rank advancement bonus, and also you get the negative credit, well, I want to say positive credit, for your cruise requirements.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
so
true.
does your sponsor.
Yeah.
So great job, everyone on this list. All right, we had a contest last week, and we were giving away X.
Yeah, we're giving away X. We're talking about detoxing, right?
Yes. What do you do to detox in the summer?
X, I love X.
Yes.
It is just you know what's interesting? When I feel a little bit out of sorts, I have a regimen.
Yeah.
I try to be conscious, not to overtake. I pay attention to my body and try and up things, lower things as my body, as I feel I have a need. But X is that kind of baseline for me. It's the corrective. It's the calibrator, if you will, for my whole system. I take X probably once every couple months. I go through a routine of X, get everything balanced out, and it really feels like I just kind of correct things and I get ground zero and then I start again. If I feel like I wasn't perfect this last quarter or last couple months, X is my go-to.
Yeah, X
Love
is an amazing product. You
All
get
right.
to draw first.
So I got to draw first. Let's mix these up. Okay, I'll try. Last 2 weeks in a row, I've drawn 2. All right, here we go. This is Jody Isolini or Jody Saloni?
Jody Isolini.
Oh, really?
That's how I would read it.
Jody Isolini. We'll pay attention to Shelby because if you've watched any of these calls, you know I am terrible with names. And so we'll just...
I enjoy your pronunciation.
Just leave it there. I'm so sorry if I ever say your name wrong. I really am. I don't mean to. I try to say it right. I have a weird name. I have a weird name. And I take no offense, so I guess... Disclaimer, I might have said it wrong too. That's just what it looks like, but go ahead and read. Yeah, no, I would put money on what you said than what I said. Okay, so lots of greens and fresh vegetables. That's my go-to for cleaning up my heavy winter eating. I love all of my Xfinity products, the Foot Detox, the PMF Mat, the Wand, as well as to keep my system detoxing. That's great, helping keep your system detoxing with those daily regimens, right?
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yep, great.
And I love if there is a core foundation, it's healthy eating, fruits and vegetables, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Laura Deming. For cleansing, I have been changing my eating habits to avoid processed foods and the microwave. I am adding more water to my daily intake, and I have just ordered Solex X for another round of internal reordering.
You know, I love Laura. If you're new here, Laura wins pretty frequently.
Yeah.
And she wins because she participates. She's on this call. She thinks about the question. Yeah, actually, heartfelt, I think, thinks about it and considers her routine, and she responds and submits. And she wins. She probably gets like $400 or $500 worth of product every year just because she submits.
I love that every week she writes something.
Yeah. Oh, I almost grabbed 2. All right, Kristl Futrell. Would you say it different?
No, I would say
Okay, good. I'm nervous now. I'm going to say all these names wrong. Okay. I like to use a colon detox supplement for 15 days along with frequencies. Then after the detox, I like to use a Solex X periodically to help. Wonderful. Yep, X is just for that. Periodically, not a daily use. It's more of those get things balanced out.
Yeah, that's right. Well,
And
congratulations to all three of you. We will send you X. All right, let's move on to our top enrollers. This is for June 3rd through the 9th, and we have a list of second place ties.
Yeah, a bunch of ties in second place. Oric Fields, congratulations in second place.
Terry Bieber.
Jonathan Embry.
Emily Mahler.
Troy Shelton.
And Alexia Suarez.
Wow, that's a long list of ties. And those are heavy hitters all in there.
Yeah, good job, everyone.
But first place.
Dun, da, da, da.
Simmons Holistics, great job again.
Congratulations.
Another silver coin.
That's right. Congratulations to everyone. All right, we're going to turn the time over now to Deb Bruce.
I feel happiness all around me.
A while back, you had added into your mobile scanner a number of new HomeoEnergetix. There were 20 of them total. I've divided the 20 new ones into 3 different categories, and I'm going to consider the first category in this video so that you can start to dive in and really appreciate how much those additional remedies that are in HomeoEnergetix can help you when you're working on your family, your friends, yourself, how much they can be of benefit and just really tie in with some of the aspects of your mobile scanner. Now I'm just going to whet your appetite for it. There are so many applications that you can use these with, but I just want you to start thinking of how you can use them and start to benefit with them if you're new and you haven't been using them at all, and maybe refresh your memory if some of you have been using them, and just give you something that'll start getting you thinking about some new ideas about how to use them. So let's jump in. The first remedy that I want to consider is the anti-stress support. Now, this remedy is an amazing remedy for propping up and putting scaffolding under the adrenals and the thyroid. So you really want to consider this one when you're seeing that any of the people that you're working with or yourselves are going through a time period where stress is just really taking a toll on the body. When we look at the slide here for the inner voice with the heart, you can see that this particular slide, when you look down at the suggestions, that right there it says the need to manage stress. So this is a go-to remedy that you can use when the suggestion comes up under inner voice that somebody needs to manage stress. It can be highly beneficial, and like I said, it doesn't just support the adrenals, but it also has some support built into it for the thyroid, which is the twin baby of the adrenals. Remember too that all of your HomeoEnergetic frequencies have built into them not only the frequencies from a lot of top-class homeopathics, but also have built into them the frequencies of different organic herbal drainers that stimulate the liver and the kidneys and the spleen and the lymphatic system to help the body when it's trying to deal with different toxins. So just remember that those built-in support is also in every HomeoEnergetic remedy. So since it said for under the heart to manage stress, if we look next at a PDF of the adrenals, you can see in this picture of the adrenals that there are different areas that are needing support. Now, obviously, the numbers are going to change from person to person and situation to situation, but always go ahead and look at the adrenals and see if there is a need for support between epinephrine, norepinephrine, the aldosterone, the medulla, anything in there that is just really showing that there's an imbalance. This particular remedy can give you a really baseline, good foundational scaffolding under the adrenals to help them out. So the next remedy that you'll see is one for aspartame DT. Now remember in your remedies that if it has a DT, it's going to have a detox effect. If it doesn't have a DT, then it's support, okay? So this particular remedy is really good for helping when people have, over a lifetime recently, just showing up for having the use of aspartame. It's becoming more and more evident in the scientific research just how negative this is for the body. You see in the next description that aspartame, an artificial sweetener, interacts with the cerebral cortex. It can negatively influence the cerebral cortex, and it can also cause an elevated ER stress response in the hypothalamic cells. Now, this was just part of the description of the areas of the brain that could be affected, but I just wanted to bring out this one area so that I could make the point that when you're scanning people, if you look at the next picture of a PDF, you'll see that it is for the cerebral cortex, and that in that picture of that cerebral cortex, there are areas that are struggling. So it would be really good when you're working with somebody to see if they have in the past used aspartame. It's in so many different things, not just soda. There's chewing gum. There's just all kinds of products that they started adding aspartame to, and they're starting to have the research that shows that it can be linked to different things with Alzheimer's, dementia, all type of brain reactions. So it would be really good to have somebody let you know if in fact they have been somebody that's used aspartame, because this might be a really valuable detox for you to use. Now, those of you that have gone through phase 1, 2, and 3, it can be where when you go to the brain and you have it scanned for the top remedies, at times the aspartame DT will come up as ideal for someone because of the fact that when you're testing them, the brain is registered that there is an issue with aspartame. So that's something valuable to keep in mind if you've gone through phase 1, 2, and 3, that you have the ability to do that in your scanner. The next remedy is for diabetes assist. Now, these are frequencies, there's no DT, so these are frequencies that are there in this particular remedy to support the pancreas, to help the pancreas if it's struggling. Know that the pancreas has a lot to do with insulin, has a lot to do with the different blood sugar levels in the body, the breaking down of foods, all type of functions that can be related to diabetes. So if somebody is starting to show pre-diabetes or has been diagnosed by their primary caregiver as having diabetes, this is a very valuable remedy to just support the pancreas, and then have them support it with their dietary changes and just the things that they can do to support the pancreas physically, so that the energetic remedy gets to work hand in glove with it and really show some support for that particular gland. We have a picture here of the pancreas, and just by looking at it, you can see that the ampulla down there in the ampulla duct, there's one not functioning as well as it should. There's other areas in the pancreas that are struggling as well. You see over at the under duodenum that there's some struggle there, and that's where a lot of the food gets broken down for assimilation. So there's a really good chance with this particular PDF that the person is at least struggling energetically with the function of the pancreas. They may not yet have been diagnosed by their primary caregiver as having an actual medical issue with it, but it would be really good at this point to support them with what the pancreas is doing with that particular remedy. And if they have been diagnosed with having those type of issues, then it's obviously is very valuable as well. And here again, if you've done the university courses, you'll have the ability after phase 3, when it's unlocked, to have it actually program the remedy with the specific individualized frequencies that the person needs for the pancreas when it comes up as being a remedy that is picked out by the person's brain as being needed for the pancreas. The next remedy that we are going to consider is hypertension circulation support. We know that this is an ongoing, growing problem in this country, in the United States, as well as other countries. And so support for the circulation system can be really, really valuable. You can see in this next evaluation by where somebody has gone through the different phases. You can see here that the cerebral cortex is coming up as needing to have the remedy. It came up as ideal and is having a lot of benefit and very little stress. Another indication that this particular remedy could be very valuable is when you look at body systems. At the next slide, you see circulatory causes and circulatory emotional causes. So when these particular recommendations come up, you can start to see other things that the person can concentrate on and do to improve their circulation. But don't forget that you have this remedy that is a really, really good support as far as the hypertension circulation support. And then, of course, when you're considering this subject, don't forget the heart. You can see in the next PDF of the heart that there are different numbers that show that there's concern about the heart. And so that particular remedy could be used by any of you that are new, that don't have the phases done yet, to actually customize it. You still can use this remedy and have it be where it will help with the heart. The next consideration that we're going to have is sciatica support. And this is frequency support for the nervous system involving the sciatica. If you've ever had somebody that has issues with the sciatica, you know how much that can be painful and how that can be something that they really, really need support with. In fact, when you consider the next illustration, probably a lot of you have seen or even yourself experienced what happens when there is sciatica pain in the back. It can be immobilizing. It can be something that just really makes it where all the functions of life, everything from driving to sitting to everything, are just very difficult to work with. So the sciatica support remedy can be something that really helps somebody when they are going to different providers to try to get relief from sciatica pain. The next that we will consider is the PDF of the spine. Always look at the PDFs of your spine and see if there are numbers in that particular area of the spine that are conducive to somebody needing this remedy in order to support the area. The next remedy that we have is Protozoa Travel Plus. And this is where people travel to different countries, different areas. A lot of times they go home and they've had somebody that's hijacked with them and come home with them. And so this is a remedy that is a support that they can take a couple weeks before they leave, during the time that they're away, and a couple weeks when they get back. Now, you notice it's not a DT. It's not something that is there to try to detox the parasites as much as give the body a complete picture and support of all the most common protozoa, so that the immune system can just notice when they're traveling and start to work with these particular frequencies when they're traveling. Sometimes when people get exposed to these parasites, they just go on through the system. Other times they don't, and it ends up being a problem when they get home. But either way, if they use this before, during, and after they travel, they will be able to manage any possible parasite situation on a frequency level a lot better. Now, it's interesting when you look at the next inner voice. And the next inner voice is something where when you look down at the imbalances, it mentions the liver. And a lot of times when somebody has the need for that particular remedy and support, the parasites, we know they like to hang out in the fine dining section, go up and down the duct to the liver, to the gallbladder, hang out in the duodenum area, compete for nutrition. So you can see here that even from the inner voice that the suggestion was to support the liver. And if you look over at the potential causes, in this particular case, it was toxoplasmosis and Toxocara canis. And so you could ask the person, have they been exposed to animals? It can be cats, dogs, whatever, while they're traveling, before they were traveling, at home. And this would show the need to support for parasites. In another inner voice with the person as well, you can see that it lists potential causes, another type of parasite, and the imbalances and suggestions are for the liver and the stomach and the digestion. You know that a lot of the support for not getting parasites to begin with starts with having enough hydrochloric acid in the stomach. So this would be something that would show the need to support the digestive system in order to help with a possible parasite problem as well. Now remember, when things show up in your scanning, it can be cellular memory, it can be residual damage, residual inflammation, it can be developing, it can still be there. So this is something where we're not trying to tell them you have this parasite. It could be something that is residual, even from a parasite die-off in the body, that there still are some toxins and something that needs to just be supported. So always keep that in mind when you're working with parasites as well. The last remedy that I wanted to consider for tonight was the body system support. You see the slide here, it's energetic support for all 9 body systems. This has built into it the frequencies for over 70 different minerals that support the body. It has in it the frequencies for support for the liver, the kidney, the spleen, the lymphatics. This is kind of a go-to awesome support for pretty much almost anybody that is undergoing any kind of stress, any kind of digestive issues. It really is something that is a great partner with things like Solex Gold and the Blue and Sleep and Pulse, the D3K2, all of those things. This is a really good emotional, energetic support, body support, glandular support on a frequency level. So this is a wonderful remedy that will test positive for almost anybody anymore, with just how the world situation is, what people have been through the last few years, and just ongoing issues of even just trying to take care of their health, deal with their family, finances, those type of things. So think of body system support, and because it's all of them that get supported with this particular remedy. So in summary, for tonight, you've got new support, you've got new detox assistance. You have new ability to support the body as a whole with the remedy we just talked about, the body system support. And then if you have gotten where you have been able to unlock phase 3, that opens up another whole world of possibility for you to customize different remedies and have them be where the exact frequencies are being picked out by the brain to help the body. So this is just an overview of 7 of the remedies. We'll go into more of them on another evening, but I wanted to just start you thinking about all the possibilities that you have with these different remedies, different places to look. Look to your inner voice. Look to your PDFs. Start connecting the dots. Look at your reports and see what areas need more support. If the list, when you have the after phase 3, when the list for parasites is big, start thinking about the parasite remedy. If the emotional list is super long, start thinking about, for sure, MindSync. MindSync is one of your most valuable additions that has been added in, that works with all of these remedies and all of the different frequencies that are going on in the body because of emotion. So think of your inner voice, think of your MindSync. Don't hesitate to do body systems to see if different components are coming up in the body that can use these particular remedies. So we'll consider the other remedies in another video, but start with these, and happy scanning, and I'll look forward to speaking with you again soon.
All right, Shep, you and I are bookending this
We are.
this call. This is a good one. I appreciate that you're here with me. We miss Lauren, but he'll be back with us pretty soon. I want to give you an update. We got an email into customer service a little while ago, and it was somebody who bought one of our supplements, and they're sending it back because they're like, I had a reaction to this supplement. I took it, and right after, I started to feel hot. I started to get a little itchy. I felt flushed. And
Felt like I had a sunburn.
yeah, I felt like I had a sunburn for a little while. And like I totally had a reaction to this. I can't take it, obviously. And of course, what would your guess be?
What did they take?
They took Pulse. And the thing that's helpful in understanding that product is that is exactly what you want to experience. It almost seems counterintuitive that you're trying to help yourself feel better and you get a little uncomfortable.
It's a lot uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I feel like it's a lot uncomfortable.
The more you do it, actually, then it becomes rather expected and natural and comfortable. What is it doing? Well, you're getting this nitric oxide reaction, and especially with that niacin helps expand those capillaries and get a flush of blood flow into areas that have been restricted or somewhat hardened. It loosens the inner lining, the inner cell lining of the vascular system and softens it so that it becomes pliable, flexible. Well, when you start to do that and you get a rush of blood flow throughout the body, especially where it's been restricted, you actually get at the surface reaction of the skin where those capillaries have opened up, and all of a sudden you get redness, you get a little sensitive, you can feel like a sunburn. It can even get itchy. It's called a niacin flush. That is intended, that is intentional, that is good for you.
That is what you're going for.
Yeah.
You want the flush. If you aren't flushing, you need to up how many sprays you're taking.
Well, some people might ask, is that dangerous, right? Am I going to get into trouble? And the truth is they've actually tested niacin dosage up to 30 grams without any harmful effects. In fact, what they say is all of the clinical work will say that you will actually get nauseous before you take too much niacin. Now, that is not nearly that amount of niacin even in the bottle of Pulse. But what you will get is a normalization. The more frequently you take Pulse and get that niacin flush, the more it will normalize. Essentially, the experience of flushing will lessen and lessen. Not that it will completely go away, but it will soften, right? I mean, I tested on 1 gram a day, and in a week taking 1 gram, that's 1,000 milligrams a day of niacin. By the end of the week, I went from a 45-minute flush in the beginning to about a 15-minute flush at the end of the week.
Wow. Just
by taking it every day for 1 week. It was fantastic. So we want to flush. We want to have that experience. Don't be alarmed. Just get some education from us or from others on what niacin does and the benefits of niacin. It is a fantastic antioxidant, among other things, but we want you to have that flush. So Pulse is a prized product for us for the vascular system.
That's right.
And one of the things we want to figure out is we talk about kind of taking it 10 pumps as needed, right?
Yes. Some people take 3 pumps and they're flushed. And some people take 10 pumps and they're feeling nothing and they up it to 12. And then actually I have a friend that took 10, felt nothing. The next day she did 12, felt nothing. The next day she did 14 and she was like, oh my gosh.
I got it. Yeah.
So we want to know, what's your number?
And how did you come to that number?
How did you figure out your number? And what has it done for you? I also would love to hear testimonials about Pulse. So what's your number and what is your testimonial about with Pulse?
And I love that Pulse is such a safe product to figure out what your number is.
Yeah.
That it's that process. That if there's a side teaching, a side benefit for taking Pulse and learning what your number is, it is this idea that our bodies are not static. They're super dynamic. And what I mean by that is they're always changing throughout the day. Every day is different. And so your needs, micronutrient needs, your supplemental needs, your general consumption needs are different. Now, they may not be dramatically different day to day, but they are different. And so what that does help us understand about ourselves when we figure out our number is that we are going through a process of testing and trial to figure out what works for us. And I think that that's how we should approach most supplements.
I agree.
I think it's helpful.
So put your comments here, not in the live chat after this live premiere is over. What's your number? How did you get it? What's your experience with Pulse? And guess what we're going to give away?
Pulse.
Pulse to 3 people next week. Have a great week, everyone.
Bye.
Hello, welcome Solex Nation. As we are getting closer to the end of this quarter, I'm like, should we start over?
You know what? It's like, I think it's the very first time that Jake on
did
the
a blooper.
camera side has caused the blooper.
Jake bloopered.
What are we starting with?